Hi guys, so Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, was interviewed by Times Radio where he talked about holding the government to account. He also talked about other current issues. But I want to focus more on what he said when he was asked about working with other parties. He was originally asked about Scotland and what he'd do about Scotland, but he responded by talking about society working together. Let's hear what he had to say about working with other parties.
Well, the first thing to say is in Parliament we do all the time. It's not unusual for opposition parties to work together in Parliament, sometimes successfully to defeat the government, to put pressure on the government. So in terms of the way we work against the Conservative government in Parliament, that goes on day in, day out, week in, week out. I don't think we can enter formal pacts with other parties. We should be standing our own candidates.
Why is that? What would just explain to my listeners why would you not do a formal pact?
Well, there are a number of reasons for it. I do think we should have a Labour candidate that people can vote for wherever they live, and depriving them of that is not the right thing to do. There are also issues in relation to our rules. But look, given the size of the task that we face, given my utter determination that we are going to get this over the line at the next general election, I am very clear as to what our target seats are. I know where we have to win across the whole of the United Kingdom, and therefore I will focus my party on those target seats, on the places where we can win and we know we have to win. And, there are other, if you take North Shropshire, for example, that isn't on my list of target seats. That is not one of the seats that I ever thought we could realistically win. So
and
was I
presume
pleased?
The same would be true of, let's say, Dominic Raab's seat, which is a Lib Dem target.
Cheshire and Amersham, North Shropshire are not on my list of target seats. Am I pleased to see the Tories upended there? Yes, I am. But I have to sort of take an approach, given the situation we're in, which is very clearly focused on the route for the Labour Party to power at the next general election.
That's great to hear. I was afraid he would start to talk about how we need to field candidates everywhere. And, obviously the thinking behind closed doors is not we field candidates everywhere. We focus our attention on particular seats. And him actually coming out and saying that publicly, I think is very positive, because that's what supporters need to hear, that's what voters need to hear, and that's what the parties that the Labour Party are going to work with need to hear as well. So generally we're talking about the Liberal Democrats and the Greens, not so much the SNP, but obviously, but this is him, I think, reaching out to the to the Liberal Democrats and saying to them, look, we're going to work with you. We're not going to focus our attention on seats that are more likely to go to the Liberal Democrats, but at the same time we want the Liberal Democrats to reach out to us and say, look, we're not going to campaign in a seat that's more likely to go to a Labour candidate. Of course, he had to say, look, I want to provide a candidate for people to vote for. But there's a difference between providing a candidate and campaigning. So I think this is welcome. Look, if the Labour Party want to win, they need to go into a coalition with, for example, the Liberal Democrats and the Greens. There's no other way to power that without going down that route. It's highly unlikely that the Labour Party would win a majority on their own. It's just too difficult. So they will have to form a coalition. So it's good to hear Keir Starmer say this out in the open and not just something behind closed doors. Will it succeed? I don't know. But it's good to hear it. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.